Hi, guests. Good morning. I hope you're able to hear me. Can anyone please confirm?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So in the last session, we talked about cloud deployment models. We're having three different types of cloud deployment models. One is public cloud. We talked about public cloud and whatever the services that we are going to use as part of Azure data engineering, all the services are going to fall under public cloud. Your Microsoft Azure is a public cloud, your GCP is a public cloud, AWS is a public cloud. So public cloud vendors are going to sell their services to each and everyone in the world. Okay, so they will give it to any kind of persons. And if you have a private cloud, then they're going to give their services to their customers only. Private cloud. And we also talked about the hybrid cloud. If they're taking a fee services from the public cloud, and fee services from the private cloud. So when the project is getting used, services from the two different cloud vendors, private and public. So that kind of cloud systems, we can call it as a hybrid cloud. But basically it was not existed. It's just like a term. But this is physical existed and this is physical existed. But this is a combination of these two. And later we talked about the types of the services. Types of the services that we came across it. SaaS, software as a services, and we are not going to be part of this. You can just ignore it. And PaaS, platform as a services, as all the data engineering services will come into this place. All the data engineering services are part of the PaaS, platform as a service. And we also talked about IaaS, infrastructure as a service. And this is not part of us. It is purely related to infrastructure. When we are going to, when the market is looking for this IaaS, if they wanted to lift and shift their existing solution as it is without doing any changes, in that kind of situations, they're going to use IaaS. And now today I'm going to take you through again this cloud computing, and we are going to see the completely which is specific to the Microsoft Azure. How we can log into the portal, how portal is there, and how we can create an account in the Microsoft Azure portal, that we're going to see. I would like to take a service to provide the solution for my big data. So if I wanted to take a service to provide a solution for my big data, I required Azure Data Factory. I required Azure Databricks, and I required Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 and SQL Server database also. Just imagine, I just noted few of the services here, and very important for us. If you want to take any service from the Microsoft Azure, you need to have an account. If you have an account, then only you can take it. If you don't have an account, then you cannot do it. You cannot take anything from here. So in order to do this, how you can provide or how we can create an account here. So that we are going to see. The process of taking any of the service through the browser is known as cloud computing. So cloud computing means you're accessing the resources from the cloud with browser. So software are going to be already installed. You can just plug and play. So that kind of services are there. As we discussed, we have three varieties of the services. That is IaaS services, PaaS services, and SaaS services. Now, I wanted to know how to create a subscription, because this is one of the prerequisite. If you want to work with the Azure data engineering, or if you want to practice, even for practice, we required Azure subscription. So I'm just going to give here a prerequisites to start this course. Okay. So these things we require. Then only can start working on it. One is Azure port, Azure account in simple word, and subscription. So 100% is Azure account is different and subscription is different. Without subscription also can have an account. But I need both Azure account and subscription. Let me keep like this. And the second is once you have a subscription, I need to install Azure Storage Explorer. Azure Storage Explorer, you have to install. And what is the purpose of this Azure Storage Explorer? We'll talk about it. But we'll do that installation and all. And SQL Server Management Studio. And Azure Data Studio. So in the initial stage, I required these four should be in our systems. So then only can do the practice. Then only you can do the practice. There is a one more thing that is Data Factory self-hosted IR. We can set up at the time of ADF discussion. So this one we can do setup later part. And there is a one more thing, MySQL. You have to install MySQL also. We'll set up at the time of project. Microsoft SQL Server. Install on-prem Microsoft SQL Server. Install on-prem Microsoft SQL Server. We'll install it as so all these setups are required in our systems. Let me keep. So I may set up at the time of ADF discussion or before ADF discussion also, I'll do this. This is important because our journey is going to start with SQL Server as it is a product of Microsoft. As it is a product of Microsoft, we are going to install this in our systems. So all these things are required. So out of all this, at this point of time, we required Azure account and subscription. And let's install Azure Storage Explorer because we are going to talk about the ADLS Gen 2. When we talk about the ADLS Gen 2, we need to have this Storage Explorer. This is very, very important for us at the time of working. And SQL Server Management Studio also we required. And Azure Data Studio. This two will come. This four we are going to do on today. So that we are going to be ready to discuss about ADLS Gen 2. Now, first I'm going to show you how we can create an account. To create an account, to create an account. So how exactly we can do it? One minute, please. So to create an account, there are two ways are there. One is by using Microsoft account. By using Microsoft account, we can do it. And by converting Gmail account to Microsoft account. So either one of the way we can use it. I recommend to go with by using Microsoft account. So in Microsoft account also we have two options. One is we can use the Outlook account to create it, or you can use Hotmail account. Either one of them we can use it. Or in the second option, you can convert your Gmail account as a Microsoft account, and you can create a account in the Azure portal. But I'm going to use the first option. I'm going to create an Outlook account. I'll show you how we can do setup. You can also do the same thing. And create an account today itself, because the reason is the navigations in the initial stage for at least 1 week. 1 week we are not going to use much more. We are not going to do much more things. But doing a practice with ADLS will help you at the time of data factory. So do create an account today itself. So we need to set up it, everything. Everything should be ready. So what I'll do is I wanted to create a Microsoft account in order to have a subscription. Outlook.live.com. So I can use this one in order to create a Outlook account. In order to create a Outlook account, you can use outlook.live.com. And here you can find there is a create free account. It's a web Outlook account. In a real time, you're going to have a Office 365 account. So you don't need to worry about creating an account, creating a subscription. All those things will be taken care by global administrators. You just ignore at that particular point of time. But here, in order to practice, you required Azure account. To create a Azure account, we required Outlook account or Hotmail, or you can use your Gmail by converting your Gmail into Microsoft account. So I go with the Outlook account. So I'm just going to use this create free account. So here it is. We're having two options here, you can see. So I'm just going to keep it as this. Let's say AG Bhaskar. I'll check is that available or not. It's not available. I'm just taking 101. So you can enter and you can just check it. So it's available. Very easy to create an Outlook account. So once you have an Outlook account, you can directly go into the portal. I'm just providing my password. Let me hit on next. Then it is asking username. I'm just giving my username, first name and last name. Let me hit on next. You can provide anything here. Let me hit on next. Hit on next. So just match these directions. Submit it. The verification is completed and your account is up and running. Just go inside this Outlook. So this is the Outlook. So now what you have to do is you have to go inside this portal. Inside this portal, you can go. Without creating an account directly in a Microsoft Azure, if you have a account in the if you have a Microsoft account, you can directly go into the portal. Microsoft will allow you to go inside the portal directly. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to first log into the portal. To log into the portal, we are going to use let me go here. Yeah, so just open one more new tab. In the first place, you created a Outlook account. Once you have created an Outlook account, in the same place, you just open one more tab to test portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. We just use this to go inside whatever the account that we have created here. Use the same account to go inside this. So let's hit enter. Now I'm having it is asking what is your account. So by using the same portal.azure.com, you can enter your Gmail, and before that you can just go for create one and enter your Gmail. It will be allowed to take the Gmail also. So I go with the Outlook because we are going to talk about this DevOps repository. So there I used to face some issues when I go with the Gmail. So I wanted to go with the Outlook only. Okay, so whatever the account we have created, I'm just going to take Azure Bhaskar 101 at outlook.com. Let me hit on next. It takes inside. Now this is the portal here. This is the portal. Now my intention is what? My intention is to take the service from here. I wanted to take the service from this Microsoft Azure. I'm there in the Azure. I landed in the Azure portal. I landed in Azure Market. Now I wanted to buy this Azure Data Factory, or I wanted to buy Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. If you want to buy any service from Microsoft Azure, what we required is we required subscription. Without subscription, you cannot do anything even if you have an account. Account is to go inside the market. And to take the service from the market, then definitely you require a subscription. So subscription decides how much bill you're going to get. You're going to pay the bill to Microsoft based on the consume. That consume will be decided by your subscription. Because it is 100% as pay as you go services, we are going to have it. If you use for 5 minutes, you are going to pay for 5 minutes. If you are using for 1 hour, you are going to pay for 1 hour. Pay as you go model is available in the public clouds. If you go for private cloud, there is no pay as you go. It's all service level agreements. Now I wanted to take the services. If you want to take the services, what we require is we required a subscription. To take the services from Microsoft Azure, we required subscription. There are two different types of subscriptions. There are two different types of subscriptions. One is free trial subscriptions. Free trial subscription. And this is going to be 1 month. We are going to have. It will be completed in 1 month. Or if the number of days are completed. If the number of days are completed, then your subscription will be completed. That means 1 month it is free. So later one, if there is a one more option also there, one more condition also there to cancel your subscription. One is if 1 month is completed, your free trial subscription is completed. When you create a subscription, you're going to get some credits. You're going to get some amount from the Microsoft. If that amount also is completed, then your subscription will be completed. So that means they're going to give some credits. If the credits are completed, then subscription will be completed. This is one type of approach. So in order to create this, in order to create a free trial subscription or to create any subscription, we require credit card. That I'll tell you. So if 1 month is completed, your subscription is completed. Or if the number of credits are completed, then your subscription is completed. Free trial subscription, I'm talking. There is a one more type of subscription, that is paid subscription. There is a one more type of subscription, that is paid subscription. This paid subscription, this will go with the pay as you go. Pay as you go, you're going to have it. If you use for 1 hour, you're going to pay 1 hour. Of course, even free trial also is the same thing. The only thing is, for educational purpose, they have given this free trial subscription for practicing, for testing. And we are going to have another one is paid subscription. To create a subscription, we required credit card is required. Credit card is required, or fee bank debit cards also is getting allowed. You can try. But credit card, most of the times the credit cards will be allowed. If it is not used one time, then you can go with the free trial. If the card is already used, then you cannot create a free trial subscription again. Basically, I recommend to go with the paid subscription. So now you may think, if I go with the paid subscription, the bill is more. You may think it, but no. If you follow with me, how I'm going to use the services, to explain, to practice, to do anything, in the same way, if you also use the services thoroughly, carefully, then definitely the bill is going to be stabilized. So in my case, every month, max to max 1,000 to 1,500. So 1,500 when I'm going to get is when I'm having a project. When I'm not having a project, I don't even get 1,000 also every month. So spending 1,000 per month is not a big deal. You can spend 1 month, you are going to get a free of cost, and 3 months are required as our course is going to travel 3 months. So 3 months are required. So in all these 3 months, 1 month is free and 2 months you have to pay. For 2 months, I'm sure if you can use carefully, max to max, you're going to get 2,000, 1,500 to 2,000 bill you're going to get. To get a job, spending 2,000 is not a problem. So this is one approach. Another approach is some people may have two credit cards. If you're already working or in your family or anyone, any of the family members or friends may have a credit cards. You can use their credit cards to create a free trial account. And once the free trial is completed, it is not going to be converted as a paid subscription until unless you give a confirmation. You have to accept, you have to approve to go to the paid subscription. Otherwise, that subscription will never convert into paid subscription. I hope you are following with me. And I recommend to have your own credit card. I have my own, and I'm having a paid subscription.
One quick question.
Yeah.
So, in case if we are going with free trial subscription for 1 month, and the next month if we are using a different account for credit card, because we have to use two different credit cards for 2 months free trial.
Mm-hmm.
So, whether after 2 months, the third month, in case if I want to use the same account, my account, so will it be a problem? Because
No
we can use
problem.
the same account, right?
You can use. You can use, but subscriptions you cannot create with the same card again because it was
Okay.
already used. It was already linked with your Microsoft Azure account. I mean, your credit card is linked with your Azure account, so you cannot use the same credit card for the same account again, and it will detect. Even let's say you have created a account one.
Mm,
You are having only one credit card with the credit card, and once it is completed, you created account two with the same credit card,
mm-hmm.
different account, but card is same. This will
Okay.
be detected. So this will not allow. I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it allows, then that is fine. If it is not allowing, then you cannot do it. So what you have to do is you have to have a account two, separate mail ID, separate things, and other credit card for free trial.
Okay.
Only we are thinking about free trial only. If it is a paid, you can convert this as a paid subscription.
Okay.
Okay, you don't get, you can convert this at any point of time. Your account will be active. Only subscription is inactive.
Okay.
Okay, so that we
So,
can.
if you are going to use multiple credit cards to get the free subscription, then we have to have different accounts.
Yes, recommended that.
Okay.
If account is detected for some reason, if they are not allowing, again it will be difficult. You have to connect with the Microsoft team.
Mm-hmm.
So better to have a separate account so that it is easy to do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now we set up the first prerequisite. Yeah, so we talked about it, but we did not see how we can create a subscription, right? I'm here. So to create a subscription, once you log into the portal, there is an option. Let me take, like, if I try to take the service from here, a data factories, if I try to take it, see here, when I'm trying to take it, it is saying start with free trial. Start with free trial. If I don't have a free trial, if I don't have a at least free trial, then I cannot take it. So $200 they're giving. Okay, so the subscription will work for 12 months, but those services are not useful for us. So 1 month subscription is there, right? 1 month you're going to use the main services like ADF. ADF we can use. There is some other service which are not even required. Those services they're giving 12 months, there is no use. Our aim is to go with the data factory. So that data factory will be available for only 1 month. The main services they're going to keep only 1 month. So let me create a free trial subscription. I'll show you, but I'm not going to create it because I used my credit card already. Let me hit on start. Go with the free trial only. Do not go with the first pay as you go. Try with free trial. Let me hit on Azure for free. So whatever the account that we used to create a Outlook account, the same details were taken automatically here. Once you provided that, just enter your mobile number. And once you enter the mobile number here, then we need to verify your mobile number because in later 1 month, we are going to install mobile authentication app also. To access your portal, you have to authenticate from the mobile also. Okay, so for that reason, they're asking mobile authentication. And then you can provide company name, any name that you can provide, ABC, anything you can provide here. PAN card is an optional, you can ignore it as I have selected India region. So it is asking PAN card, that is an optional here. You can provide address line 1, address line 2 is optional, address line 3 is optional, and provide the city, state, postal code, and agree the license terms and hit on next. So once these are verified, then it will take you to identify verification by card. The card verification is going to be done here because whether you go free trial or whether you go paid, card identification is required. So you have to enter the card details, like the way you're going to order a products in the Amazon or Flipkart. In the same way, you can order a product here. You can verify. You can enter your name, card number, and CVV number. Okay, so when it is ended, all those details, you can understand what you need to fill it. And then you have to submit it. Once it is submitted by entering OTP of your credit card, then your subscription will come as active. So in my case, I'm already having subscription here. I'm just going to take my subscription. Let me show you. I'm going to the portal. To go into the portal, we can use portal.azure.com. Let's hit enter. Now this is the portal. Your account will come to here. I'm having an Outlook account. So you can see here. In the same way, you can also have your own account. So the subscriptions you're not going to have any services here as it is very first time since it was used for very long. I'm having a frequently used services. So just search for subscriptions. Hit on it. If I use it for 3 hours, max to max less than 1,000 only, I used to get a bill. Okay, so the billing cycle was started on 12th, I guess, 12th of this month. 12 to 11, my billing cycle. I have a 4 rupees only because the usage is very less. Initial stages of the sessions, the usage is very less. Later it will go 100, 200, something like that. But if you follow me, If you have a paid subscription, my subscription is paid subscription. Here it is not showing. Somewhere I can see my outstanding balances. Last month bill is for change. Okay, somewhere I can see the type of the subscription is that free trial or paid subscription. Okay, I'll show you that later. But in your case, you're going to have a free trial. I think in the subscription name, you're going to have it a free trial. But here it is a paid subscription. Once, if you're not having a trial, then it is not a trial account. It's a paid subscription. If you have a subscription, then only you can take the services. Whatever the service that you wanted to take from the Microsoft Azure, you required a subscription. And subscription decides about your billing. So this is one prerequisite. And other prerequisite is install Azure Storage Explorer. Azure Storage Explorer, install Azure Storage Explorer. So what is the purpose of the Storage Explorer is it is used to interact with Azure Data Lake storages or Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 at the time of working. The main purpose of this is to interact with your storage. If you want to say is file is available or not, if you want to move the data from one place to other place, we can use it. It is used to check is file existed or not, is file existed or not, and it is used to copy data from prod to production to UAT for testing purpose. It's very, very important. In my experience, I faced this, so I wanted to take the same thing here. Why we need to copy data from production to EAT, from higher environment to lower environment, in what situations we will go and take it, we are going to talk about it. So the purpose of this is to access or to interact with their storage accounts. So for this, we need to download Azure Storage Explorer and we need to install it. Just search for Azure Storage Explorer. Just select this one, Azure Storage Explorer. You can install this in any kind of operating system. Let's open it. So what it is saying, it is used to manage your cloud storage resources from the desktop. We are going to have this in the desktop and we are going to handle it from our place. You can see how exactly it is going to be there. That is fine. And hit on download. You can choose the operating system, what operating system you're having. And then automatically it is going to download it. So once it is downloaded, you just double click on it. It will directly go to the installation. So in my case, it was already installed. So I don't want to go for that. And we'll see how we can access this Azure Storage Explorer. You can also try it. You can just double click on it. It will take you to install. Let me try if there is any updates. I accept it. Just two clicks away. Just accept the license terms and install it. Let me install. So when I go for next time, it will go for updates. Now it is finished. So I don't want to launch it at this point of time. We'll see how we can use this Azure Storage Explorer. Finish it. The second prerequisite also was set up. And the next is what? SQL Server Management Studio. SQL Server Management Studio. It is used to interact with SQL Server databases. Either it is on-prem or cloud. So that means this particular tool will be used to interact with the databases. We're going to interact with the databases. The database may be on-prem SQL Server database, or the database may be cloud SQL Server database. And this is very important. In the same way, there is one more, that is Azure Data Studio also. This too will be used to interact with the databases. When you install SQL Server Management Studio, automatically Azure Data Studio also will come into the picture. So this one also you need to set up in your system, and this will possible to set up in only Windows operating systems. So not possible for other operating systems. Only for Windows it is possible. If you are not having a Windows operating system, you can access only Cloud SQL Server. There is a portal client, Azure portal client. By using the Azure portal client, we can do it. So I'll talk about it when the time comes. When I'm going to talk about Azure SQL Server, I'll show you how we can connect to Azure SQL Server by using SQL Server Management Studio, by using Azure Data Studio, and there is a portal client, how we can use that with portal client, with Azure Data Factory and Azure Databricks. We are going to see how we can connect them. So these are all the prerequisites for starting this course. Now, where we can get this one is, let me download SQL Server Management Studio. The very first link you can see, download SQL Server Management Studio. It's a client tool. Whatever I'm showing, all these are the client tools only. Everyone should have this client tools in your missions at the time of working also. Let me hit on it. Just come little down. You can find here, download SQL Server Management Studio 20.02. Installation of this also is very simple. Let me hit on it to download. So once it is downloaded, just double click on it. So since it was installed in my machine already, the same version is up and running in my machine. So it is asking repair or uninstall. I don't want to go for an install. In place of uninstall, you are going to have a install in your case. You just hit on install. That's all. No changes are required. Same to same, just one click away, 1 or 2 clicks away to install the SQL Server. I'm just SQL Server Management Studio. And once you install, you're going to get these two things. SQL Server Management Studio as well as Azure Data Studio also you're going to get with that particular exe file. So this is another prerequisite to start this particular course. And the fourth one we'll see when the time comes. The fifth one is also done. What I'll do is I'll move this to the up. So up to 4 is done. And rest of them we are going to set as when required. Okay. Any question as of now? Okay. So everyone should have it.
One quick
Yeah,
question.
please.
So SQL Server Management Studio and Azure Data Studio are similar, or the UI will be
UI will be different. Purpose is
different?
same.
Okay.
UI will be different.
So we need to have both of them, SQL Server Management Studio and
Any
Azure
one of
Data
them,
Studio.
any one of them is fine. Basically, the people who are having SQL Server experience or traditional ETL with Microsoft Business Intelligence, they
Mm-hmm.
are much more interested to go with this. The brand new
Yeah.
people will be the right if they're coming out of the other traditional Microsoft technologies. They may go with the Azure Data Studio also. I feel I like this because I started with my career, so
Yeah.
I feel this is good.
Even I have experience on SQL Server
Yeah.
Management. Okay.
Okay. And so the next is now I wanted to take the service. So if you want to take the services, I wanted to give some architecture, how exactly the hierarchy will be there. Okay, so let's say for example, I'm a tenant. So tenant is the top. We can also call it as the account. So in my case, AG Bhaskar 101 is the tenant. This tenant is going to have in the down, we are going to have a management groups. We are going to have a management groups. Who is going to handle this tenants, management groups? All those things will be taken care by someone else. We are not going to be part of it. So for time being, I'm just saying here, whenever you are going to create an account or when the moment you created an account in the Microsoft Azure, you are going to be part of the tenant. You are going to be part of management group. Management group 1. If you see our portal, you can see here under root management group, this is a tenant root group. It's a root group. Inside this root, I mean, it's a management group. The tenant group will be there. Under the tenant group, you are going to have a subscriptions. Under the tenant group, you can also have a one more tenant group. So why people used to have all these kind of things is to run and maintenance. So otherwise it is very difficult. So what is the purpose? I'll give little more details about it, but this is purely related to administrators, not for data engineers. It is purely related to administrators. I have a management group 1, I have a management group 2, and group 3. So 3 groups I'm having here. Administrators used to create it. Now I wanted to connect this. Yeah. So I have 3 groups here. Group 1, group 2, group 3. So group 1 is related to some kind of purpose, and group 2 is the purpose is different for better run and maintenance. Okay, so it's like a central government. Just think about it. If we take India government, we have a central and state. If you have any policy, if you want to introduce any policy at the central level, then implement at the central level. Implement at the management group level. If you implement at the management group level, under this central, whatever the states are there here, all the states has to inherit their policy into their states. So it is easy to handle it. So administrators, this is useful for only administrators, not for us. We are not at all going to be part of this. This tree is for more for administrators. So the reason why I'm going to take is where is our sources? Where is our data factory in this particular tree that I wanted to show? And the state also, they have their own policies also. If they wanted to have a state 1, state 2, something like that, if the state 1 wants to introduce their own policy for their state purpose, then definitely we have to provide the option. They're going to give an option to here. And this state will have their own policies apart from the common policies. So that we can call it as a subscription. We are going to give a subscription level control also. Let's say subscription 1, subscription 2, subscription 3, and I can also have one more management group, group 4. This management group 1 is having 2 subscriptions, subscription 1 and subscription 2. This management group 2 is having subscription 4, sorry, management group 4 and subscription 3. Let me keep it here. And subscription management group 3 is having subscription 4. Just imagine, if you have too many services, they used to handle all these kind of things by administrators. Okay, so this is like a state level government, and this is central level government. If I have a policy at central level, if I have a policy at central level to create a resources, let's say for example, I have a requirement. The requirement is, the policy here is create or create services only in East US. Only within the region I wanted to do it. Within the East US region, I wanted to create all the services. Now, if we have a policy at the management group level, if the admin team created a policy at the management group level, the people who are going to be responsible to set up the environment, of course, that is also related to administration only. Okay, so like this is super level and this is leaf level, you just imagine. And if anyone is trying to create a resource from the subscription one from the central India, it is not going to allow to create a service because they have given a policy at the management group level. So they will say that by default, it takes a service from this particular location. Other than this location, these people cannot create a service other than this region. So East US region only, I'm just taking it. Okay.
So
Any question here?
one quick question: is it like creating a secrets in so
Creating?
creating services means like creating secrets in Azure?
Not a secrets, it's a service deployment. I mean, let's say for example, we are not administrators. What we are data engineers. Up to that, we are
Mm.
clear, right?
Yeah.
And we are going to have an admin team. So admin team is going to be responsible to set up the environment. There will be multiple persons will be there. Admin 1, admin 2, something like this. And this person is trying to set up Azure Data Factory, is trying to create a Azure Data Factory for data engineers. When he is trying to create a Azure Data Factory, if he choose a different location, if there is no policy, he can select, he can create a data factory in central India and this person will create a service in some other different location. The locations will be differs. All the services should be at at the same location. You're getting my point, right?
Yes.
So to avoid taking a different services by administrators, what they're going to set up the policy is create a service only from this particular location. If they say what, if we say in words, they cannot follow. But if the
Okay.
policy is there, your Azure is going to restrict. If I have a policy here, when you try to create it, this Azure will stop you to create a service other than East US region.
So only East US region people can use these
No,
services?
no, can be used by anyone. Data factory can be used by anyone, but they're going to keep the resources in the particular location.
Okay. So
Okay.
like data centers, I'm
Yes,
just trying
exactly,
to understand.
exactly, exactly. You're right. So data centers are going to be available. They're going to take from this particular location.
Okay.
Data center restriction in simple. You're
Okay,
clear,
got
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Now, under the subscription, we are going to have a resource groups and subscription under the resource group, we are going to have a resources. Two more levels are there. So those two more levels, I'll talk about it on tomorrow. I'm stopping here. We'll see on tomorrow. Any question before stopping? So I hope everyone is following with me. And from tomorrow, we are going to enter into the main thing. So actual practice is going to be started in the portal. So in order to take the Azure Data Factory, what we required, I'm just trying to set up in this tree structure. Okay, then I'm stopping here. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.